Hey everybody, this is Greenbean back with another late night vlog. And it's Wednesday night, and this is usually the day where I start to have the ability to put the previous week behind me. I can start even looking constructively at the week ahead. I even start to pull out some little pieces that I might even call hope. That's what I start doing right around Wednesday into Thursday. But this week is a little bit different. Number one, we heard that Jeff Smith was in a car accident on the way to practice, and he's more than likely going to miss the game. Obviously, most important is that he seems to be okay, but he does have a concussion, so we'll see how that goes. I'm glad it wasn't worse than that. But that's one player that's going to be missing the game. Then we get Marcus Maye, the only defensive player that's been on the field for every single defensive snap, has 23 tackles. I believe he even has 2 sacks. So he's having himself a decent year so far, pretty consistent. He would have a fumble recovery too, but the referees decided to blow the whistle in the middle of the play for some reason. But that all said, Marcus Maye has been pretty solid for us this year, and he's a very needed vet leader on the defense. So we heard that he's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks, which is bad news. It's bad news for this young secondary, but that's not enough. We hear the bad news. Ian Rappaport puts that on, his little Twitter alerts, and in response to his Twitter alert, an unsolicited response comes from Marcus Maye's supposedly professional agent. He comes out and says Marcus Maye should be healthy right before the trade deadline. Now, what does that mean? He's the kind of guy that if you say, what are you saying, he wants to get traded? Nope, I'm just saying, I'm just the fact. That's about when he should be ready. So you know how these things go with these slimy types. So Marcus Maye's agent insinuates, my client is unhappy, my client would like to get traded, and don't forget, this is not the first time that Eric Burkhart have said things way out of the realm of what can be construed as professional. And in that little article about the worst GMs in the league, there were some comments by an agent, and it sounded quite a bit like the exact words that Marcus Maye's agent used during the contract negotiations. So we know that this guy's just been flappity-flapping the entire offseason and into this season about this situation with Marcus Maye's contract with the New York Jets. Now, let me ask you a question. What is Marcus Maye's role on our team? He's a safety, right? He's our free safety, starting free safety. But even more importantly, what's his role on the team? He's a vet leader. So he's supposed to be able to be a positive influence on the young players. Now, we have the youngest defensive secondary in the entire NFL. So Marcus Maye is supposed to be a model. He's supposed to be a role model, an influence. But this keeps going on. I'm not happy. Boo hoo hoo. Look at me. I'm only making $10.6 million this year. Now, we back it up to the franchise tag. The franchise tag is something that's used by NFL teams every single year. Like it or not, it's in the rules, and teams use it every single year. The Jets haven't used it in a little while. I think the last time was on Wilkerson and then Nick Folk before that. So we haven't used it in a while, but we use it on Marcus Maye. And here's the key component to a franchise tag. The Jets give him the franchise tag, and he has to do something called signing it. So you sign it, and that means, yes, I agree to play for the $10.6 million for this year. So he's playing on his franchise tag. He has no commitment to 2022. They tried to work out a contract that didn't work, and his agent's been running his mouth the whole time. So let me ask you guys. I know what I think, but what do you think? Do you think this is a positive nugget for our team to digest right now? Do you think this is something that a leader should be allowing his agent to put out there? Now, you can say it's his agent, it's not him. Fair enough, maybe. But he's allowing this stuff to go on right now, which is a very negative piece for our team who's in a bad situation right now. Okay, we all know that. We're 0-3, we're struggling, brand new staff, everybody's young. We need leaders that are going to uplift the team, be strong. Sort of like Quinnen Williams this week. Quinnen Williams came out and said some very positive things about how to be a leader. That kid's in the league 3 years, and he's already light years ahead of where Marcus Maye and his agent are on the true way to be a leader. Nobody calls anybody out. Okay, no, we're going to get this right. Don't talk about Zach Wilson like that. That's the type of stuff that Quinnen Williams came out and said. And that's what we need on this team. Now, when you look at the last few years of the Jets, we were riddled with these guys. Trumaine Johnson, Darryl Roberts, and just, on and on and on. Obviously, Jamal Adams, and all these loudmouth type guys throwing the fans under the bus, all that sort of stuff. This is exactly what we don't need right now. And as much as I like Marcus Maye, the player, I'm going to tell you right now, this doesn't sit well with me. When these guys who are supposed to be leaders and are influences to an incredibly young team, the youngest team in the entire NFL, to me, this is something that should not be done. It should not be done. This Eric Burkhart character is the most unprofessional agent that I've ever seen in the NFL. Never see this stuff except with him. And I got to tell you, I don't think it's good for our team. I don't know what it's going to mean for Marcus Maye, but for me, the way I see this is right now we need leaders to step up. We need the CJ Mosleys, the Quinnen Williams, the Marcus Mayes. We need those guys to stand up and go, keep your heads up. Keep your heads up. We're in this. It's only 0-3. We have a lot of positives going. That's what you need leaders to do. And that's why the Jets are never good, because we have guys that are polluted like this. And this is exactly what I don't want to see on the team. Now, we have issues. We have all that stuff going on. But this shows you the underbelly. This shows you what's really going on. A guy walking around pissy all the time. The energy about him. Now, I'm not saying Marcus Maye's doing that, but this is the kind of thing it starts to make you think is going on. If I was Marcus Maye and I didn't feel like that, I would tell my agent to shut his face. And if he was an agent worth his salt, he would have got the contract done. That's a failure on his end, and that's why he's so pissed off about it. He's a failure as an agent, has not been able to get his client signed for the long term and get him any sort of financial security. And now he's injured. Who knows? Maybe this injury is worse than we think, and he ends up ruining the rest of his career. Who knows? That's on his agent, man. That's on you, Eric Burkhart. You're the one who's supposed to be able to take care of your clients, not go into the media and cry like a little pansy like you are. So there's my thoughts on this one. Let me know. How do you feel? Do you think Marcus Maye's agent is justified to come out and say this just because his guy twisted his ankle? You think that's okay? Because my thoughts are this. Amen. Whatever problems we have, we can fix. But the guys that are poisoned by the old culture, the old mentality, those guys need to go. Those guys need to go now. And that's the way I see it. I might change my mind tomorrow. I don't know, but there it is for tonight. Let me know how you think. I hope you're having a great week. It's Thursday by the time you hear this. Let's enjoy a Thursday, and let's go into this game and lose respectably. There you go. Have a great night. Go Jets.